Scenario 3. It gets everywhere. Crawling up the beach like sand snakes, the heroes see the particles making their way to the central location. The team closes in to find what looks like a Spider-Man seconds away from being swallowed into the Sandman. Anyone have a spare wand? I'm getting swallowed alive, Miles shouts. Spit him out, Marco. I've got something that tastes much better, Captain America threatens, sending his shield flying at the villain's face. I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to get back to my family. Leave me alone, Sandman answers. Miles frees himself as Sandman creates a hole in his face to avoid the shield hitting him. Sandman continues to flee, but he's getting bigger and bigger as more of the beach absorbs into his body. We can't let you go, Marco, Captain America insists. You're hurting people, and your friend Electro just freed you and a bunch of your old pals. We know how you like to team up and cause trouble, so why don't you surrender and we'll take it easy on you. I have nothing to do with Electro. I just want to see my mother. Tell her I miss her, he continues. Sandman is unaware of the danger he's putting people in. Every second he's growing bigger and more things are getting swallowed up in his beachy body. At first it was just trash, junk that was left out on the beach, but now birds, crabs and other animals are also being absorbed. Soon he'll be the size of a house, and people will be trampled as he speeds towards his mother's apartment. So this is the setup for the next mission. We are, of course, taking on the Sandman, and we have Captain America, Spider-Woman, and Miles Morales. So this one is going to be tough, and I feel as though it might be the first loss of this early campaign because of Sandman's ability and what he does, and I don't think we have enough of the punches within a little group of 3. But on the board, as you see, we have the Shield Helicarrier, Shield Headquarters, Brooklyn Bridge, Daily Bugle, Queens, and New York Police Headquarters. Then, for his threats, he has Electro, who's got 4 health, Doc Ock, who again has got 4 health, and they basically on a bam deal damage, so we need to get rid of them quick. Then he has Quicksand, 2 of those. Basically, when you're there, you have to use 2 moves to get out of the location. And then he has this Sandstorm one here. So if the harder master plan card is in the storyline, so he's got a card in there somewhere which makes the game harder, then Sandman cannot take damage until they are removed, basically. And to get rid of them, you need move tokens. So yeah, I'm a bit worried about that one, actually. So let's see what happens. But in terms of Sandman's card, because we're using 3 heroes, he's got 6 health, and the heroes lose if Sandman reaches 20 health. So yeah, we have to worry about that because I feel with him on a BAM gaining 2 health and dealing 1 damage to each hero in the location, I feel he's going to gain health very fast. And that's why I'm worried about how many punch tokens we have actually as a team. I think we're knackered, but special rules: when hero is KO'd, Sandman doesn't activate his BAM, instead he plays another master plan card. And on Overflow, basically he gains another 2 health, so we have to watch Overflow and we have to watch for BAMs. This is going to be very difficult, and I feel as though we're going to lose, and if we lose, we basically lose a hero. So I'll just say right now, if we do lose and we lose a hero, it's going to be Spider-Woman, I'm afraid. That's what I've decided. Hopefully we win. So Sandman is up first, of course, and he is going to move 5 and then place 3 thugs and civilians. So I've already filled up the locations, but all Sandman is going to do is going to spin around the board and end up in Brooklyn Bridge. We need to act fast, and Captain America's up first. I'm just going to use his double punch to punch Electro up there. So we've just basically taken the 2 health off of him. Spider-Woman is up next, and she's not got a lot of decent cards that she can play, so I'm just playing the move and the punch card for now. So the first thing she does is she double punches Electro, clearing that threat right there. Then she's going to move to Shield Headquarters and punch a Thug. Miles is up last, of course, and so what he's going to use is his 2 heroic action. So Miles is first going to move to New York Police Headquarters and then punch one of the thugs there. Placing his 2 heroics on the threat after that is done. So Sandman's turn, and he moves clockwise to the next location with a hero, so he's going to get to Miles' location. And then 1 hero in Sandman's location takes 1 damage to each hero there, so that's going to be 1 damage to Miles. So Sandman just moves, and he's going to hit Miles for 1 damage. Captain America is up, and he's going to play a move and a punch card along with Miles's 2 heroics. So he's obviously going to move to here. I've already placed his 2 heroics, and then he's just going to punch a thug. Which clears that location of thugs. So Spider-Woman goes next, and she plays a move and heroic card. So the first thing she does is use a heroic on the quicksand to clear that threat. She then moves to Brooklyn Bridge, uses the other move as a token for the sandstorm, and punches a thug. So Miles is going to web, which, if he's in the same location as the villain, he can delay the next villain turn by 1 card. So basically we get a free go without a master plan card hitting. And for that, he also gets a wild to do with whatever he pleases. So Miles, of course, uses the heroic to clear the quicksand threat. So that's 3 threats cleared now. He then moves onto Queens, and then with his wild card uses a move token so as we can clear that sandstorm. Having been inundated with a good number of cards for Cap, so I'm going to try for a different strategy really. I'm going to use his 2 heroic card and then use Miles's wild for something. So the first thing we do with the 2 heroics is actually save 2 civilians, which I don't usually do. And then we are going to move to Shield Helicarrier with the wild action, and then I think I'm going to move him because it's the end of his turn, and I'm going to place him in Queens. Just there. Spider-Woman, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a gamble here, but I'm going to play her move and punch card. Scratch that actually. What I was going to do was I was going to move here and then punch and then get rid of the 2 civilians, but I've just looked at this card again, and that could come out any time in that master plan deck, so we need to get rid of these as fast as possible, and move tokens might not be as prevalent with these characters, so I've just placed the move token there. I'm going to use the 2 heroics to save the 2 civilians, and then the punch token to punch the thug, which clears that location. Miles only has 2 cards, and one's a punch and the other one is this one. So yeah, I playing invisibility along with the move and the punch. And what I'm going to do is not use it here. I'm instead going to move to this location, punch a thug and save a civilian. Basically to try and clear that location. The whole idea now is he can not suffer from the ban basically because he's invisible and the locations are sort of empty, so as long as you don't get a 1 and then or the harder one, because I don't know what the harder master plan does. But yeah, that's my thought process. I was going to use it here and then just remove the punch and not have the punch, but I'm unsure. You've always got to watch the locations, especially if he's going to gain health, which we don't want at this stage. So Sandman, he moves 3, and then he's going to place 6 thugs. And yeah, I was wise to do that, wasn't I? Yeah, because he's going to be 1, 2, 3. So yeah. Yeah, very wise. Oof. Whew. That was good. So Sandman is going to move 3, which puts him in Brooklyn Bridge. And as you can see, I've already placed the thugs right there. So we've got to be careful now. So, Captain America, I'm going to just play his move card along with Miles's heroic. So Cap, of course, uses the move token just here on the sandstorm and then uses the heroic to rescue a civilian. Currently, I've got 6 thugs and 6 civilians, so I need to do 3 of both and hope that we can clear the threat, which will clear next turn. So need to try and get rid of them thugs and civilians from somewhere. So for Spider-Woman, I'm using Poison Blast. Now, with this, I get to choose to punch, or I get to delay the next villain turn by 1 card. So I've got a choice now to make. Now, we're definitely using the move here to clear this threat. And what that does is it means 4 threats are cleared. So Sandman is going to have a turn after every 2 hero cards. So he's going to go after Miles. I think I'm going to delay the next villain turn by 1 card. So that means she gets 1 punch and she can punch a thug, which does that there. So now we just have to clear 2 thugs. So Miles is going to use his punch card along with Spider-Woman's punch card, and what that basically means is we get rid of 2 thugs, and then it also means that we clear that, so the villain is now susceptible to damage. So it would right now be Sandman's turn, but it's going to be Cap's because of what Spider-Woman has done. That's actually been quite useful, actually. Both Spider-Woman delaying the villain turn and Miles. But Cap is going to use 2 wilds. So what he does for his 2 wild actions, he moves and then punches Sandman for 1 damage, leaving him on 5 health. Spider-Woman then is going to use her wilds, and basically all she's going to do is punch Sandman in the face 4 times, leaving him on 1 health, but it is his turn next. Sandman draws a 2 and a BAM card. So Sandman moves 2, which puts him in Queens, and then he gains 2 health, so he's gone back up to 3 health. His first BAM of the game, though, isn't going to be enough, as Miles has a Venom Strike. So with one of the wilds from Spider-Woman, he's just going to move. For the second wild, he's going to punch Sandman for 1 damage, which means he's got 2 health. Then he's got Venom Strike, which is punch punch against a single enemy, and that is enough to knock Salmon out with a punch left in lieu. So there we have it. That was lucky. What's the next cards, shall we see? And there is the harder card. Wow. Okay, so it would have been 3 and a bam and harder. Yeah, couldn't take damage, which we wouldn't have been far off clearing. And then there's another bam. There's the stronger card, which says discarding the action tokens from the threat cards, Salmon's location. Each hero then take 1 for each token discarded. All that one could have been interesting, but it's only action tokens, isn't it? There's only really ones there. So, yeah. Just a 1, a 0 and a bam, 4 and a bam, 2, and then move clockwise. So he hasn't actually got many BAM cards. I'm shocked at that, actually. Not many BAM cards at all. So, don't know why I was worrying. That was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. I suppose it depends, because if you got some of these cards here, he seems to have a few of these ones where he moves to a location with the heroes and then like deals a bit of damage and stuff. But yeah, that was a bit easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh well, let's move on, shall we? You managed to slow Sandman down just enough, using the surrounding locations to your advantage. Between the water and physical damage you laid onto him, he's not likely to grow any further. What's the story with Electro? I know you're old pals. Why did he break you all out? Who did he run off with? What's he really after? Miles interrogates. Electro? Max fried his brains out way too long ago to have come up with any sinister plans by himself. All he cares about is getting enough money to escape with his girlfriend to Tahiti. We don't really have a ton of time to chat, trying to escape for our lives and all, but he did say something about making a visit to the big head. That's all I heard. Sandman finishes. S.H.I.E.L.D. soldiers show up shortly, carrying a giant-sized industrial vacuum. We better head back and see what Leeds Fury has found.